Well, hello, Dr. Rose here in full bloom, as you see, coming to you with another Transformation Tuesday. Today, I want to talk about the importance of adult timeouts. Adult timeouts. The timeouts that we need from time to time. You know, when we typically think of timeouts, you think of the unruly child who gets banished to the corner, as a form of discipline. Or, we think about the sports teams with the coach or the players calling a timeout so they can refocus, re energize, and just reevaluate their game plan. Well, when you think of that premise with the sporting teams, the same is true of adults. From time to time, we have to take a time out. We have to, blow the whistle, take a time out so we can refocus, re energize, and reevaluate what we're doing. It's a form of strategy. But far too often, many of us don't realize how important that is. A few weeks ago, I did a Transformation Tuesday on energy and how energy is everything, including us. We're energy. And if you think about just so many things that we're surrounded around in life, whatever device you're watching this on, it's ran by energy. You have to recharge it once you've used it. Your phones have to recharge, battery operated appliances have to be recharged, and we have to be recharged too. But we tend to not think that. We're in a world where everything is so fast paced and we believe we can keep going, going, going. And that's when burnout occurs. And burnout is real. Burnout is real. And burnout just does not have emotional ramifications. It has several physical ramifications as well. It lowers your immune system when you keep pushing yourself and you're not taking time outs. It weakens your heart. It weakens just your spirit in general. And again, we're not even talking about the emotional things that it does to you. Far too often, many of us fail to recognize when we need a timeout. And these are just two of the things I want to talk about today when it comes to adult times out. Knowing the signs when you need a timeout. Some of the signs could be you're edgier, you're more irritable than usual. You find yourself snapping at people more than usual. Or you just have this feeling of being overwhelmed and it's difficulty focusing, being productive. Just all of those things that can get in the way of you being successful in life. And as I always talking about, going to that next level. Part of going to the next level is not just burning the candle from two ends all the time. It's knowing when you need to just stop. Just stop for a while and be still. Take that time out. So look at the signs. There was something I found online when I was preparing for this last night, just the stages of burnout, because burnout is not just something that happens, in careers. It can happen in life. Just so many factors and so many things that we have to deal with day in and day out. And oftentimes we miss the signs that we're heading for burnout. So again, if you are always pushing yourself to work harder and you have this compulsion to prove yourself, this excessive ambition, I'm guilty of that myself too. And I tell the story. Oftentimes I find myself just in a stage of just being totally overwhelmed. I was there last week, which is what prompted this topic this week of being burned out. I found myself feeling very overwhelmed, very irritable, very tired. And I decided, you know what? And it wasn't planned. You just got to take a time out. So one day what I did, I actually pulled out a coloring book, an adult coloring book. I actually bought this for my waiting room of my office, but it hasn't made it there yet because I didn't realize just how stilling, just sitting there for 2 hours and just mindful coloring, how much that was able to just really release a lot of the tension and frustration and feeling of just being overwhelmed that had taken over me, how that just really took all of that away. So we have to find things that work for us. Online last night, several of the people were talking about some of the things that they do. Go near water, take a hot bath, or read, or listen to music. Find the things that work for you. Other things to consider when it comes to taking an adult time out: do not feel guilty for it. Oftentimes we feel we just really beat ourselves up. We think taking time out or not just pushing ourselves 24/7 is a sign of laziness, or that we're going to miss out, or somebody's going to get ahead of us. Again, like the sports team, that timeout is strategic. It has to happen. It has to happen so you can replenish yourself. And you don't have to apologize to anybody. So sometimes you got to say no to some offers to come to an event or to do something when you know that your body is begging just for a timeout so it can just really replenish itself, replenish those cells. So don't let the guilt get you. Don't let the guilt get you, and don't feel the need to explain why you need a timeout to anybody. Just take that timeout. So as the saying goes, a little bit can go a long way. So timeouts don't have to be planned. It's great if you plan things like a vacation coming up or a day off. But when that urge hits you, and sometimes you can be halfway to the office and you just say to yourself, I can't do it today. It's totally okay to turn around, go back home, get in the bed, watch some mindless TV, listen to some great soothing music, read a great book, color in your coloring book, whatever it takes. But be good to yourself. This is a form of self-care. It's necessary. It's necessary for our mind, body, and soul, because we can't be great. We can't go to that next level. We can't be in full bloom if we're burning ourselves out all the time. So be okay with it. Know when to take that time out, and be okay with it, like I said, because this is such a necessary part of our personal growth, to know when to just be still and to let our bodies just recover from just the day in and day out rigmarole of everyday life. So hopefully these things help you guys. Also, it's great to plan a vacation, and I shared online. And if you're not in my In Full Bloom with Dr. Rose group on Facebook, join the group. What are you waiting for? You can follow me on all social media at Dr. Rose Moulton. But one of the things I just launched is information regarding my 2017 transformation retreat in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. If you've never been to Sedona, Arizona, you gotta go. Don't leave this life without visiting this place. It is magical. It's mystical. It's hard to explain. You know that there has to be a higher power when you see this beautiful place. And I'm hosting a transformation retreat there March 9th through 12th. Again, you can go to drrosemoulton.com for more information. I hope you can join me. Bring a friend. Bring your spouse, or come alone and meet a new friend, meet a new spouse. But guys, hopefully this information helps you today about taking that time out. It's necessary. Take it to heart, share it with a friend, and don't feel guilty. This is part of your self-care. So get out there and live your life in full bloom, and be sure to check out the information about the transformation retreat. I would love to see you there. Take care. Have a great day, everyone.